Welcome back to Dealing Together. First caller?
I bought 3 sweaters to get the 4th free.
Oh, you got fleeced. Next caller?
I traded my old Samsung at AT&T for a new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus and chose my plan.
That's not a bad deal.
It is not.
Our best smartphone deals. Your choice of plan. Learn how to get the new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus with Galaxy AI on us with eligible trade-in. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Offers vary by device. Subject to change. S24 plus 256 gigabyte offer available for a limited time. Terms and restrictions apply. See att.com/Samsung for details.
Hey, what's up, man? Welcome back to another episode of I Hate the Homies Remix Edition. Rock Teasy is who I be. This is episode number 87. Griff Dog is not here this week because I think he got kidnapped by the Hamburglar from McDonald's, but we'll get into that here in a little bit. 87, Travis Kelce. It is what it is,
I
man.
think you ended right there.
That's it. It is what it is.
I'm glad he ain't here today because today was a long list of 3 or 4 guys, and we go, okay, are you sure you want to go with that one? 87, Travis Kelce. Finish it. That's it.
Done. This is where you introduce yourself, sir.
And this is your boy Super Dave. I'm used to having Griff here. This is your boy Super Dave. But guess what, y'all? I guess we don't care.
We don't care, man. Let's get it popping, man. So this is gonna be a real short and sweet episode. Super Bowl 58 recap. We're gonna go back and forth on that. Our thoughts, good things, bad things, what could have went better, what to look for in the future. And Valentine's just passed, and you're looking at 2 guys right now. We know for sure one of them is married. We still trying to understand if Super Dave is or not, but hey, we don't know. We still ain't met his wife.
I'm tired of this. I'm tired of y'all treating me like this. Y'all know I'm married.
I want to know what you did with your imaginary wife for Valentine's Day. So we'll talk about that. And then we got NBA All-Star Weekend, of course, coming up. So get ready. It's about to go down. I Hate the Homies podcast starts right now.
You done messed up, Aaron.
Yeah, huh? I've been geeking for this broadcast. Got me in my bag, cause all they do is talk a lot of trash. Wait until I see them face to face off of this podcast. What you gotta say now? Check the facts, don't have the wrong stat. Rock T, he a genius as a sport, make Ricky smile, boy. Super Davey Harley come up short on like it's Cowboys. Always controversial, Griff call out plays, no rehearsal. Got me talking all in circles. I hate the homies. And Griff be laughing like it's funny. But they never bet no money. They my mans, but they throw me. I hate the homies.
All right, man. So, look, we all picked the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, so that part didn't really shock us. 49ers played them good, went out to the wire. Patrick Mahomes got his 3rd Super Bowl in, 6 seasons as a starter?
Yeah, as a starter.
And he's been at, 5 Super Bowls? He's been to 4.
He's been to 4.
Man, like, come on, man.
Don't do it yet. Do not mention that part yet. Let's talk about the game. I know where you want to go.
Okay, go ahead.
I know where you want to go.
You go first. You go first.
I'm going to tell you this. I wasn't interested in the game because I felt like when I look at the Kansas City Chiefs, they got him, which is Patrick Mahomes. But I've told you guys the last 6-7 weeks who has the better defense in the NFL. And I think we saw that on Sunday, and it's the Kansas City Chiefs. They made stops when they had to. The game, most of their games start off like this. They start off shaky, where San Francisco moving the ball down the field in that first quarter. If it wasn't for McCaffrey, who hadn't fumbled, he fumbled like 3 times this season. That's one of them. That was crucial because they were on their way of driving, maybe putting 3 points or maybe putting 7 points up, but that could have changed the whole entire game. What I like about the Kansas City Chiefs, it's not about just Patrick Mahomes. We know what he did the last few years. This year, they won with him managing the game. We always talk about bus drivers, guys managing the game. That's what he did this year, especially in the playoffs. The defense carried this team, and it kind of reminds me of the New England Patriots, early part of Tom Brady's career. It wasn't Tom Brady putting up 500 or 300 yards a game. It was the defense keeping them close. And when they asked for Tom Brady or asked for Patrick Mahomes to come up with that final drive to either win the game or tie the game, they could come up with those drives. And that's what we saw Sunday. There was no doubt in my mind that Patrick Mahomes wasn't going to win this game.
Yeah, man. That was, I think everybody in the world knew that, he's got plenty of time to take his time and march down the field and put together a poetic drive to win the game.
But they had their problems at the beginning.
Oh yeah, but
With,
I'm talking about.
with those linebackers for Warner and Greenlaw.
Yeah, well, he got hurt. Well,
49ers.
Greenlaw the one that got hurt.
Did you
That
see
was
how he
so.
got hurt, man?
Man, he
God
bounced, he
dog it,
bounced,
man.
he hype on the sideline, and he's about to get ready to take the field, and he slips, and his Achilles heel rips, and he tears his Achilles. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's just what are the odds of that happening? A non-contact injury. He just hype on the sideline, getting ready to run back into play.
But before that, they were containing Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey in that offense. I mean, Greenlaw. I don't think even Kelsey had a catch before Greenlaw went out. When Greenlaw went out, he ended up with 8 catches, 92 yards. That's your difference in the game.
Well, that's why Kelsey was mad and went over there and bumped Andy Reid and almost knocked him to the doggone ground out of his frustrations because he couldn't get no reception. So that did hurt. That did hurt him big time, man, on the defensive side for the 49ers. But at the end of the day, man, if you got a game that's close and you got Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback and there's at least 40 seconds left on the clock and you need to get a drive down the field either for a field goal or a touchdown, I like my odds, especially if they got their timeouts. So here's when I knew the game was over. During that last drive. And Patrick Mahomes.
In regulation or in overtime?
In overtime.
Okay.
He was coming up. It was, I think it was second down. It was second down. I can't remember how long it was, but he dropped back, play action pass, and he was about to get ready to heave it down the field, and then he stopped. He was about to go deep, and then he stopped and realized, okay, you know what? Why am I panicking? This ain't no Hail Mary situation. I'm just going to go ahead and, throw it out of bounds or whatever, or take a shorter throw, and we just keep on moving down the field, and I'll take my chances on the next play. He didn't panic. So after he did that, I'm like, oh, it's over. Man, he's taking his time. Everything is moving slow in his mind. This game is over, man.
We talk about Patrick Mahomes being that guy. I guess my question to you, and I answer it too, is what do we think about Brock Purdy now?
Oh, because he's that guy too.
All off season, even during the season, people said, of course, he was drafted in the 7th round, the last pick, Mr. Irrelevant. People still look at that and go, well, this guy can't deliver in critical situations, in crucial times. I thought he did okay. I'm not saying great, but I think he did enough for them to win that football game. They didn't lose that football game because of Brock Purdy. They lost the football game because you missed the extra point on special teams, an extra point, and you also win on a punt return. They gave the Kansas City Chiefs the ball like at the 20-yard line, and then right after that, Patrick Mahomes struck real quick on the first play, got him in the end zone. Those are the two crucial plays to me, because if you make that extra point on that final drive, when you look at the Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, they're not fighting for 3 points. They're fighting for what? 7.
Yeah.
That's what that 1 point made a difference in them in realizing what could have happened at the end of that game before overtime.
Well, let's not forget about the fumble that Kansas City had as well. The running back fumble. Pacheco fumbled as well. So, it's part of the game, man. But as far as Brock Purdy, you can't say nothing. The guy, he is the man too. He led his team to the Super Bowl. Last year, everybody thought it was a fairy tale. A lot of people, all the critics saying, yeah, he's good, but I don't see him being doing this consistently in a long career. Well, he came back after being hurt this year and led his team to the Super Bowl and was this close to winning a bad boy. So Brock, he the man. Until further notice, you got to put him into the conversation. The dude can play. He here for real. And as far as Mr. Irrelevant being the last pick, that's called evaluators misreading that player. That's all it was. They you got people that are called experts that evaluate players in college to say this one's going to be a top pick, this one's going to be a mid-rounder, this one right here is probably going to be signed as a free agent. They're not good enough to get drafted. You got all these people giving their own personal opinion about what they think is going to happen. And they just misfired on Brock Purdy. The dude's always bald. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. I'm sold. I think he's going to be around for a long time, and he's going to produce in the NFL for a long time.
Well, they better try to win now while he's cheap.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's the problem with all the other teams like Baltimore, Buffalo, even with the Kansas City Chiefs, because they may lose a couple of players on that defensive side, offensive side, because you got to pay your quarterback. And right now, the window is closing. You got about a couple more years left with Purdy. And I think he'll be better next year because he learned a lot from what happened this year. He missed some throws. Let's not discount that. He missed some throws. He had guys wide open, but he also had pressure in his face. Chris Jones was the biggest key for the Kansas City Chiefs, interrupting what Purdy was trying to do on the offensive side. But it was plays out there for Purdy to make.
Yeah.
I'm not saying every quarterback could do it, but you give Patrick Mahomes that same kind of guys wide open, he's making those plays.
Well, Patrick missed a couple throws too now. Let's be fair. He missed a couple throws.
He had the interception in the
Absolutely.
game.
So it's part. Listen, man, when you get to the Super Bowl, obviously these are the best two teams, for the most part, arguably in the entire league. So even Tom Brady made poor decisions in all of his Super Bowls. But at the end of the day, does your pros outweigh your cons? And if that happens for the most part, you're gonna have success. So it is what it is, man. Halftime.
Well, let me get into this with you because this, along with the game, this was a critical part of the game that people will keep talking about. And I want to see what you thought about it. But going into overtime, that people are always talking about now. Playoff overtime. Guys not knowing the rules. And teams knowing the rules. We saw the Kansas City Chiefs knew the rules. Some of the players for the 49ers came out and said they didn't know exactly. They thought they would get the ball first, score first, and game would be over.
No.
But that ain't how the way it go. It's not. Nope. It's totally different now.
Yep.
And that's because of what happened, a few years ago when Kansas City played the Buffalo Bills. Remember, they came back in 13 seconds and took the game into overtime. And people said Buffalo should have got a chance. They should have had a chance to have the ball, which I think it's all crazy. I mean, what are we doing? We're trying to promote second place. I mean, eventually your defense got to stop somebody, right?
So my thoughts on the NFL overtime rules. It's an extra quarter. Let's play an extra quarter. It ain't got to be a full quarter. We can say, okay, y'all going to play an extra 8 minutes. Whatever we do, just play an extra quarter, play the full quarter, and whoever is ahead wins the game. And that's what I would do. Like, just play an extra full quarter, and then you keep going back and forth, and at the end of the game, that's the winner.
But do you have a problem with what people have said about Kyle Shanahan, what his decision was? They won the coin toss in overtime.
Right.
He decided to take the ball
and
drop and go down the field.
To
a
put
lot
the
of people are saying that you kick the ball there, put the pressure on Kansas City, and then you get the opportunity to get the ball second and know exactly what you got to do.
Nah,
that's what happened with Kansas City. They knew they had 4 downs to go for to get either a field goal or a touchdown.
Either way, there's pressure on either side. Like, I don't mind going out there, getting the ball first. Let's go score and put the pressure on them. Or, okay, I'll defer. Let you guys go ahead and see what y'all going to do with it first. Now we can decide if we need to, because if they go score, now the pressure's on us to score. So there's pressure on both sides. The only time where there's not really a lot of pressure is if whoever gets the ball first don't do nothing and they got a punt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And, but other than that, man, it's pressure on both sides. First team scores. Now it's pressure on me to go score to either tie it up or win the game, or first team kicks a field goal. I mean, I'm good either way, man. I mean, that part don't bother me.
I'm not going to beat Kyle Shanahan up for making that decision to take the ball first, because how did the in the regulation end? It ended with San Francisco defense on the field. Those guys needed a rest. I'm letting my offense go out there, and I know we can move the ball up and down the field. I know we have potential to score if we do what we're supposed to do and execute. And the play was there in that overtime on that first drive for
49ers.
For the 49ers.
Yep.
Chris Jones didn't get blocked.
Right.
That put pressure right up the middle going up against Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy had Jennings wide open. That was a touchdown there.
Yeah, but he didn't have time to get to him. Yeah.
The pressure came, but
absolutely
you have to execute. So I have no problem with that. The problem I have with after the game, the players coming out saying they didn't know exactly what the overtime rules were. And Kansas City said they knew. All the players said they went over that during the week, but 49ers players said they didn't. And that's the problem I have. Why bring that up?
Read the rule book. You this is your occupation.
This is your profession.
It's your job. So read the rule book so you'll know what's going on. The coaches shouldn't be the only ones that know all the rules.
Exactly.
As a player, as an employee, whatever you are in your line of work or career, understand what your job entails. And so you'll know, you'll have the IQ to be able to understand what's going on in the game. So yeah, it ain't no sense. Or they shouldn't have knew that the overtime rules.
Okay, and I think the other question coming out of this game now, since it's over, is I hate this too. Is this a dynasty?
Yes. Right. You ain't questioning that. What?
Yes.
Three 3 Super Bowls in 5 years? Come on, man. What you mean? Yeah. If you win 3 Super Bowls within an era, within a 10-year time period, you're a dynasty. It's a fact.
I just remember when the Cowboys won their 3 in the 90s.
Dynasty.
Well, a lot of people saying they were team of the decade.
Dynasty. That was, if you're a team of the decade, you're a dynasty team. It's all part of the same conversation.
What about the New England team that won in like the 2000s and then came around and won from 2010 to 2017? I mean, they did it in 2 different. They was already locked in as a dynasty team before that. So everything else is just a cherry on top. Every Super Bowl, they was a dynasty before then. So all the extra ones was just kind of the whipped cream and cherry on top. So there's no long period of time for you to sit up and say that a dynasty should be from this point to this point. If it's in a 5 to 8 year window, that's what you consider a dynasty.
If you're winning,
how many championships do you have to have during that time? At
least 3.
Okay.
At least 3.
All right.
Because you can say, hey, if you won 2, but that's like, okay, are you can't use dynasty with just 2 Super Bowls within an 8 to 10 year period.
Yeah,
but if you got 3, dynasty.
Because people are looking at, when you look at the NBA, the Golden State Warriors, they won 4 in 8 years. Dynasty. Because they even came back later on and won 2 years ago when people thought they were done.
Mm-hmm.
And Steph Curry went off, and he played incredible that whole entire playoff run. But to me, I'm not doubting the dynasty part. I just don't like hearing it this early. But I guess you're convincing me right now. 3 championships in 6 years.
That's dynasty, bro.
In 6 years.
That's actually dynasty. That's actually super dynasty. Because when you're doing it that fast.
But I like the way you explained it, because
now here's another point. Here's another point to that. Not only do they have 3 Super Bowl wins, but they've been to the Super Bowl and how many times within the last 6 years?
4 Super Bowl appearances in 6 years. 6 straight AFC Championship games. Right.
So the 3 Super Bowl, you got it, dynasty.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? And one of those Super Bowl appearances should have been a win. I can't remember which one it was.
Oh no, Tampa beat them. Tampa had a better defense then.
Yeah, who was what?
That was Brady.
Okay,
was Brady in Tampa. Yeah, the COVID year.
Right. Okay, there you go.
Nobody in the stands.
Yes,
Nobody in the stands. You remember that?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, definitely a dynasty, man. And the scary thing is it ain't done, because this is probably the most impressive Super Bowl victory because he didn't have a number 1 wide receiver. I mean, Travis Kelce, but I'm talking about wide receiver. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, just imagine what's going to happen next year and the year to come, because all these free agent wide receivers that's coming up, they're going to want to come play with Travis Kelce the same way that people wanted to play with Tom Brady. Sometimes the contracts and the negotiations didn't work out. It worked out for Randy Moss, but that was always first choice for free agent wide receiver, Tom Brady, and if the organizations can make that work. So, man, these top dog wide receiver free agents that's going to be coming up in the next year or 2, the first choice is going to be Kansas City.
I think the most impressive thing about this run for Kansas City is we all doubted them during the regular season. And we can all admit that. People that say, even some of the Kansas City Chiefs fans out there, they saw the way they were playing.
I even said it in the playoffs. I said, this ain't the same Kansas City Chiefs team.
Yeah.
I kept saying this ain't the same team.
But they found a way to win. They found another way to win.
The defense impressed me. Whatever adjustment that they made on the defensive side, they haven't been playing that way like the first half of the season. Most of the season, it was hit or miss. But in the playoff run, shoot, man, that defense was like Operation Shutdown. Almost reminded you of Baltimore Ravens Ray Lewis days.
They're not there yet. No.
That's how they were playing. Think about who they knocked off, bro. Run down the teams that they beat.
But those teams, they were holding teams under 13 points during that run.
Yeah, it was some.
I mean, that
was a dog team right there. That Baltimore Ravens team was like.
Put it with Tampa Bay 2 or 3 years ago when Kansas City lost to Tampa Bay. Because
we'll give them 85 Bears defense. How about that? So they ain't Ravens. They ain't Ravens, but that Raven defense was better than 85 Bears defense. Not they neck and neck, but that Ravens defense. Oh my goodness! I don't think
don't throw the Ravens defense in there because that's how Trent Dilfer got his championship.
Man, he didn't even have to do nothing, man. They're like, go score one touchdown for us. We got you the rest of the way.
No, yeah. I mean, and remember this, because they kicked off the season playing who? Your Detroit Lions.
Yes, sir. And lost.
You were hyped before the game. You were hyped after the game.
It should have been a rematch.
But guess who didn't play it? Guess who didn't play in that game because he was holding out? I told you.
Jones.
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones, yeah.
You better pay that man.
Yeah,
and now he's a free agent. Who are you going to keep? Chris Jones? Snead, the cornerback? Because they loaded and they got young talent.
Yeah.
To me, you got to bring Chris Jones back. He's a difference maker.
I think they're gonna figure out how to bring them both back. They're gonna figure out how to bring it. This is where Tom Brady was a G, and a lot of people didn't know this until close to the end of his career. He would always redo his contract and say, "Okay, guys, I'm going to cut my money here for this year, but I want it back in 2 years, or I want it back whatever." So he always deferred his contract to open up the salary cap to pay certain players to stay. So I think Patrick, people like that, these guys with these big contracts are going to say, okay, we need to keep as many of these dogs as we possibly can. So let me rework my situation as long as we can work it out where I can get paid on the back end.
But Chris Jones asking for big time money.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's asking for Aaron Donald money.
He deserves it.
And he deserves. I'm not. But I've said it's making it harder for you keeping some of those players on your team. You can't keep everybody, and you got to satisfy. Once people win a Super Bowl, what's the next thing they want to do?
Win another one. Get paid and win another one.
Get paid first, then win another one.
Exactly. That's like winning the Oscar in the movie. Like, okay, it's time. I'm an Oscar award winner now, so now it's time for my check to go up in these movies. Yeah. So it is what it is, man. Let's shift gears real fast and go into, I don't want to say this word. There's a man law violation, but we're going to talk about Valentine's.
Look at my eyes when you say that.
No, sir. We talking about Valentine's Day, what I did with my wife, and then I want to know what you did with your imaginary wife.
You may not want to know.
That's coming up next right here on I Hate the Homies. All right, so Valentine's happened, and listen, if y'all been following the podcast, if you follow my other podcasts, Perfect Pair podcast, and of course, if you listen to the Ricky Smiley Morning Show, it's no secret. Me and Crystal, we always have some pretty fun times with each other. Valentine's is one of those situations. Actually, last year, I got in trouble for this. I actually forgot.
Well, you forgot Valentine's Day?
Last year I did, man. But we were so busy. I remember it, but I didn't.
Okay.
And I got so caught up with, boy, she let me have it for a good 6 months. But anyways, we don't buy gifts for each other. Like we stopped doing all that stuff. What we do is we make arts and crafty type little cards and stuff for each other. So we spend time like we in kindergarten and we make little arts and craft cards. And that's our little fun tradition that we started as husband and wife. And man, ever since we started doing that, it's been a game changer. Like it's fun and funny because the things that you come up with, like it's like you was a little kindergarten kid. And
you gotta think. You gotta be creative.
And you're trying to outdo what you did last year and the year before and all that. So you can go to the Perfect Pair podcast and see what I did for my wife. I made her a handmade bouquet of flowers out of Post-its papers. I made little roses and flowers. I mean, it's pretty dope though. So you need to go check that thing out. But I want to know what you did for your imaginary wife.
I'm not a big believer in Valentine's Day. That's just, I'm married. I don't care what you tell me. I'm married. I just don't believe in that, man, because everything is jacked up. I like what you and Crystal are doing, and maybe me and my wife will try something like that, because spending money on flowers is going to eventually die in about 2 or 3 days.
That's not the point, dog. It's the thought. It's the time that you said, you know what? I know my wife's favorite flower is a tulip. So I'm going to go buy, and her favorite color is purple. I'm going to go buy me some purple tulip flowers. Okay, so now you don't want to be redundant, and you don't want to keep doing tulip purple flowers every single year. Okay, well, now I'm going to do this. Whatever it is. I mean.
But how many times can I go in my neighbor's yard to steal his tulips? I mean,
you don't want to go pay for it? You don't want to go to the floral man?
No. Why go through all that?
Now, to my point, this is why we decided to make our own little cute little gifts. You know, it's like, I mean, it's cool to buy gifts for your mate. We do it all the time. We surprise each other with stuff, but we don't like to make it about the gift. It's, you know, when you take that time to put something into it, and Dave, listen, you may not be, I'm gonna go get a dozen of roses for my wife, but you gotta acknowledge it. I mean, I'm sure she wants you to acknowledge Valentine's Day, unlike what I did last year.
I mean, I got a card, but a card you can get for $5.99.
Well, cards are good depending on what's said in the card. Like,
and I sat there and I read.
Did you really read the whole card?
Yes, I really do. My wife said I'm really good at picking out cards.
Okay, because sometimes we can go in there and just say, we see cards to wifey, and you get the first one you put your hands on.
No, I like to read and know exactly, because some of that stuff in there, it might be saying that some of the stuff that I don't really do. And
you let the card speak for yourself.
Yeah, you ain't doing this. You don't love me like this.
Hey, man, this is fraud.
I have to read the card to know exactly what's in that card. So when she's reading it, she goes, "You put thought into it." I really do that. Now,
well, the person that wrote the card put thought into it. You just bought it.
Why you gotta call me out?
You just bought it.
Hey, it took gas to go to the store. It took my legs to go inside. It took my mind to go in there and read. It took my eyes to go in there and look and find the card. That's true. That's effort, right?
I ain't mad at you on that one. We still just waiting to meet your doggone wife. So we don't even know if you just buying these cards, you just telling these stories on this podcast or not. But that's a whole nother doggone episode.
I've done the chocolate covered strawberries. I've done that. She loves the chocolate covered strawberries. And she kind of went back from it since when COVID happened, because everybody ain't clean. And you see all this stuff about salmonella and stuff coming up now.
Man,
doing recalls. So now you have to watch what you get.
So do you play Prince music when you're giving her the Valentine's card? Like, adore you.
I play Adore.
Because
I play Adore. I play International Lover.
Yeah, right. Controversy. Because it can be a controversy.
Why you gotta go controversy? No, I'll play
Little Red Corvette.
No, Cream.
Oh, come on, dog. Now you violating. There's two guys on this show right now. You violate. Nobody want to hear about no dog on Cream.
You asked me. I'm telling you, it's a song, man.
You could have said Little Red Corvette. A lot of people don't know Little Red Corvette is talking about a woman.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. But her favorite song by Prince that I will play for her is "Do Me." I call it "Do Me David," but it's "Do Me Baby."
All right, time out, dog.
What?
Did you just say "Do Me David"?
Yeah. That's her saying it to me. What you talking about?
On that note,
"Do Me David."
NBA All-Star Weekend is coming up this weekend, and it's gonna be in Naptown, Indianapolis. We'll touch on it real fast before we get up out of here, man.
Welcome back to Dealing Together. First caller?
I bought 3 sweaters to get the 4th free.
Oh, you got fleeced. Next caller.
I traded my old Samsung at AT&T for a new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus and shows my plan.
That's not a bad deal.
It is not.
Our best smartphone deals, your choice of plan. Learn how to get the new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus with Galaxy AI on us with eligible trade-in. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Offers vary by device, subject to change. S24 plus 256 gigabyte offer available for a limited time. Terms and restrictions apply. See att.com/Samsung for details.
All right, so I'm still shook about this Do Me David situation. I can't even look in the doggone camera no more because turn your doggone video off, man. You got the situation all uncomfortable. NBA All-Star happening this weekend. It's going down in Indy. It's always fun, Super Saturday. You got the 3-point shootout, slam dunk contest and all that, even though slam dunk ain't what it used to be, but it's slowly coming back a little bit because the creative dunks that these people are thinking of, man, they're doing some pretty amazing things. But there's one part of Super Saturday that I'm excited to see. They've kind of remixed a portion of the 3-point shootout contest. Mm-hmm. They got Steph Curry.
I like that.
Greatest 3-point shooter of all time, going against the women's greatest 3-point shooter of all time, New York Liberty's Sabrina Ionescu.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to see if did they already do that, or is they already?
No, it's coming up. No, it's for the All-Star game.
Okay, yeah. Because I seen something. Maybe this was something in the past or whatever. Are you sure it wasn't happening? Because I thought I just saw something.
I don't remember seeing that.
Okay, so yeah, so it's part of All-Star Weekend, and really excited about that one because Sabrina can shoot that thing. Like she'll be able to shoot the women's ball, and of course Steph's gonna shoot the men's ball. If y'all already know, the balls are different sizes. Did I just violate a man law?
Yeah,
the basketballs are different sizes.
I'm saying cream for Prince.
Dang.
You sit up here and do this to
me? The basketballs are different sizes. The men's ball is bigger than the women's ball. Dang it, I just did it again. Golly. Charge it to the game. Y'all know what I'm talking about, man.
Well, some of the women balls may be bigger than the men.
Super Dave said that.
We need grip here.
That was Super Dave that said that. But
Griff would have said the same thing. You know that.
But I'm gonna be tuned in. I'm gonna check it out. I mean, even though the All-Star game, they don't play defense in that game. They don't play defense until like the last 2 minutes of the game. They just keep going, ripping run up and down the court until like the last 2 or 3 minutes. Then they really start playing defense, and that's when it gets good. But hey, it's all about hype. It's all about money. It's all about a check. It's all about giving the players a break just to kind of chill, relax, have a little good time, have a little fun, fraternize. So, it is what it is. You gonna watch it?
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not. I used to watch it maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, but it's gone down. I think last time I watched it, I think they played the All-Star game played at Cowboy Stadium. You remember that?
Yep.
So it's been a while, but every now and then I'll sit there and watch like little short clips of like I like the 3-point contest. I'll probably watch that. But as far as the game, I won't. The game on Sunday, I'll probably be watching old Cowboy championship videos where you got to brush off the V8 with the VHS.
Yep.
Watch the 93, the 92 Cowboys win championships
back. You're going back to the big shoulder pad days.
Yes, I'm going way back. Because I'm in football withdrawal. Football season is over, man.
You got the United Football League is about to start. It ain't the same.
I'm gonna try to get into it, but I know Griff tried to get me and you into that last year. I know was it the XFL?
Yeah, the XFL and the Canadian Football League. They join forces now.
I can't do it.
Or USFL, one of them two. Yeah, so
Rock is involved with that, right?
Yeah, he's one of the CEOs. He's one of the founders. Absolutely.
Welcome back to Dealing Together. First caller?
I bought 3 sweaters to get the 4th free.
Oh, you got fleeced. Next caller?
I traded my old Samsung at AT&T for a new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus and shows my plan.
That's not a bad deal.
It is not.
Our best smartphone deals, your choice of plan. Learn how to get the new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus with Galaxy AI on us with eligible trade-in. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Offers vary by device. Subject to change. S24 plus 256 gigabyte offer available for a limited time. Terms and restrictions apply. See att.com/Samsung for details.
So, they might get a weekend out of me, maybe just a weekend to see if
they're doing a good job of promoting it, keeping it real hype to get people watching, even buying tickets and coming to the stadiums to watch the game. So we're gonna see. I'll check in for a couple of them, see if it can hold my interest.
I just think the fun part is over the next few weeks, we'll get a chance to look at college football and what everything is going on in college football because it's crazy right now.
Yeah,
I know it's been about the NFL today, about the Super Bowl, but the next few weeks we're diving deep into transfer portal and the NIL. Your favorite thing.
I call it like I see it, dog. It is what it is. is changing the landscape. Period. I'm gonna ride it till I'm blue in the face, baby. It is what it is, but it's good for college football. I love it. I love the portal. And I mean, okay, there's a part of me that's old school. There's a part of me that says stick with your team, and if you can't beat them, then come back and try to beat them the next year versus going to try to join them or whatever. But the reason why this is a little different because they're not trying to join the elite. They're trying to go to other places because of the money, the NIL, and continue to compete against the elite. But there's more elites now. Like instead of the top, 10 teams that's always out there, your Alabamas and your Georgias and your LSUs and pretty much the top tier of the LSU of the SEC. Then you got your Michigans and your Clemsons and all them. Now you just went from top 10 tier teams and you spread that out to the top 20. Anybody can be beat on any given weekend. And the more that this portal and NIL stays in existence, just imagine what it's going to be like 10 years from now. Man, come on.
You give me hype. You maybe want to talk about it right now. I'm just going to leave you with this, with what Coach Nick Saban said. And the one big reason he left the college game, because kind of what you just said there's no more team building.
Yeah.
Because you're really getting guys on 1-year contracts. That's basically it.
That's it.
If you don't win, they're looking to go somewhere else. If they don't get a chance to start, they're looking to go somewhere else.
Absolutely. But I kind of like that formula, man, because now college football is going to be really, really competitive on a whole nother level. You're going to start seeing these mid-major teams knocking off these big dogs like, what? You know what I'm saying? Because of the portal and NIL. You know what I'm saying? I
don't know if you saw this. We'll get it. Chip Kelly, the head coach for the UCLA Bruins.
Right.
He left. Guess where he's going?
Where?
Ohio State to be offensive coordinator.
Ooh.
You're leaving a coaching job.
A head coaching job.
A head coaching job.
To go be an OC.
Because he said you can't compete money-wise, especially now you're going to the Big Ten. Mm-hmm. With all those teams combined together with Washington, UCLA, USC, going to Michigan, Penn State, all those teams added in that Big Ten, just like the SEC is going to be powerful. It's scary what the college game is coming to. They better get a hold of it because nobody's governing this thing. Nobody has a hold on what's going on.
I love it, man. Get your money, get paid those players, because the NCAA made so much money off of these doggone players for so long. So go get it. I'm a fan of that. It is what it is.
Are you a fan of this before we go? Beck, the quarterback for Georgia, for the Georgia Bulldogs. Guess what kind of car he's driving right now?
A Lambo.
Oh, my God. Yes, man.
Yeah.
A Lamborghini.
Yeah.
A Lamborghini.
Get it. Get it, man. Get it. Shoot, go get it. And he's probably able to put his mom in a nicer house if they don't have a nice house. And man, come on, man. And now it's all about the financial literacy piece, like just getting with people that know how to help teach you how to manage your money so you just don't blow it all. But these are gifts. Like, it ain't like he got a check and went and bought the Lambo. The Lambo was part of this is a gift. And oh, by the way, here's a check. So players like that is getting the best of both worlds.
It's making me want to go shave this beard
and
go to
play.
Go to the Pee Wee League first.
Yeah.
Start there. Dominate there.
Yeah, you can fit right in, right? Because by the time you put your helmet on, you'll blend right on in.
Make my way to high school football, make me a name for myself, playing against the boys, and I'm a man.
Yes, sir.
And then make it to college football and make my $500,000 right there.
And then you can chunk the deuces. You chunk the deuces.
Yeah.
You good to the go, man. But I love it, man. So these players go out there and get it, and it's happening in all sports in the NCAA. So big ups, man. On that note, I hate the homies coming to an end one more again. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. Subscribe, download, go follow us on all the social media platforms. I hate the homies, and tell us why you hate us, because we know you love us. Rock Teasy is who I be.
And it's your boy Super Dave, and we're also praying for the people at the Kansas City Chiefs parade.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
absolutely. Because that was crazy.
Yeah, one died, and I think it's like 29 injured.
Yeah,
and the lady that passed away, she's actually a radio DJ in the Kansas City market. But she's a radio personality. So yeah, that was sad. And it was almost over. The parade was at the end of the parade, and they did, they caught 3 people that they got in contain. But just so unfortunate, man.
What's going on with this world, man?
Can't even enjoy yourself, man. So
yeah, can't even enjoy yourself anymore. But we ain't gonna end what we don't care, because after I said that, we do care.
Absolutely.
We're praying for you guys. Peace out.
Deuces.
I hate the homies.